We're back.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Golden Rule. I keep saying Golden Hour because I had another podcast called the Golden Hour. So, okay. Make sure I'm in frame. So, welcome back. My name is Meg Le Vu.
My name is Tony Chang.
And we are on episode number 5.
Yeah.
5, dude.
Big 5. We're going strong.
So you just approached me right now saying, do we have to stick to the list? No, we are free because at least for 20 minutes, hashtag 20 minutes for 21 days, we're talking about freedom. The theme is freedom. So really we can just talk about anything. Do you have a topic for us to talk about?
Honestly,
a lot of shit went down yesterday.
A lot of stuff went down yesterday, actually. And I can relate to it.
Yeah.
So basically,
go ahead. I'm going to set our timer so that we stay focused and we stay on time.
Sounds great. What it really comes down to in this relationship that I'm observing or trying to help out is communication and understanding. And Meg, I wanted to ask you, in your relationship, in your relationship, not even marriage, right? Like when you started dating your husband, how was your communication with him?
Minimal. It was assuming. It was very Asian style. You know, like as a woman, you don't say anything if it's something bothers you. Follow the man's lead and just go with the flow. Like to me, before. And that's just like, that's what I learned from my parents. That's what I learned from my old relationship. Like just do what the man tells me.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Damn, that was way back. Right?
That was way back, yeah. And
it ain't working now.
Sometimes I would have like a moment where, because the relationship before, I really had no voice. Really had no voice. And I wrote down on paper who I actually wanted to be with. And that's when I started learning about manifesting and affirmations and stuff like that, because I was in such a shitty relationship. So I wrote down on paper who I want. Yeah. And one of the things was like, I want somebody who's generous, who listens to me. Yeah. I didn't know yet how to really use that exercise yet. It was so new to me. I was so young. I was still in college. And then when I met Kevin, I was like, oh my gosh, like this guy is actually fawning over me. He's so generous. He's taking me out. He's taking care of me. He's thinking of me. And that's what I first felt when I first met him and we were just friends. He was spoiling me. Like he would take me out. He'd always have food for me. Like, oh, let's go out. Let's go here. And I was like, holy crap. I don't even know how to react except, okay, thank you. And
how did you feel though? How did you feel?
I was just like, oh my gosh, like I've never had this treatment before. And I started to think, oh, this is what love is. But I didn't really know yet what love is. That was just a very surface, like that somebody could actually give so much to you. Because the last relationship, he took so much from me.
Ah, damn.
So, like, I was like, whoa, this is like 180. That shit works. Like that manifested, like writing it down and asking who you want. Yeah. And, but still before, I don't know how to speak up. And it was Kevin that taught me when we had like one of our first arguments. He was the one that encouraged me to speak up and to say it and to communicate with him. So he was actually the one who brought communication into our relationship. Otherwise, I had no idea how to do it. No idea whatsoever. And so as he opened the door and I slowly began to walk through it, I actually got better at communicating than him in a way. Not that it's a score thing. No. But I would often find that I would often feel that I'm, because of the, you know, like how we manifest and we use affirmations and we're more self-aware and a little bit more sensitive to that. We're not masters, but like we're a little bit more
getting better.
Sensitive, right? And so I would often feel like I'm a little bit better now. So I can now lead you through the door with communication. But that's how it was in the beginning. Like nothing at all. To what it is now is amazing. Why do you ask that?
The reason why I ask is because, and again, I know in the past or like past 4 episodes, I was going off. I was going ham on the males, right? Like the boys and stuff like that. But I'm not sorry for that. However, I do want to be a bit more balanced. And this is something that I picked up from what I'm learning about girls. communication is so freaking important.
Yeah.
Like to the point where it will literally make or break your relationship because this is the golden rule.
Yeah.
And the golden rule is treat others the way you want to be treated, right? So look, if a girl is not going to set boundaries, which is a form of communication, is it? Right?
Yes.
If a girl's not going to set boundaries to something that really does bother her because she feels like, oh, then maybe I won't be accepted, or, then maybe he won't be with me.
Right.
Because of what they've learned.
Right.
Just like you did, right? It's going to hurt you in the end.
Yes, for sure.
Like, nip it in the bud while it's still a little baby.
That was our conversation about, let me give you two really key ones, big ones for us, okay? And then we'll touch on the stuff that happened between us yesterday. So first one was, I don't want to have children. I made that very clear.
You did?
Me.
Okay.
And the second one, what's the second one? Oh, yeah. He made a boundary for me and he was like, I don't want sex to be something that controls us. Like we have to have sex.
Okay.
Right. Very early in the marriage. And that was really great. Two ways that we could set boundaries for each other. And I was like, okay, cool. Because the last relationship, that's really all it was. And there was no real love, even though it was a lot of sex. It was just no love. You know what I mean? Yeah. And same thing for him. And that's why I think he said that happened for him in his past relationship too. And he's like, I want to make sure that sex is not something we have to have. Yeah. You know, if we don't want to
using me.
Yeah. If we don't want to do it, it's okay. You know, like it should be mutual, like we talked about in the last episode. Yeah. And then again, the big one is the baby one, right? So it's like, I remember having that conversation, and every year we would revisit it and be like, I remember thinking, oh, maybe he does want children, but he's saying yes because he doesn't want to lose me. And I remembered, I was like, I want to nip that in the bud because I was like, dude, I'm not going to be the source of your resentment 10 years down the line when I don't want to have children. You're like, oh, I could have had children with somebody. And so I remember we were laying down back at the Yorba house and I just made that really clear. And that's when I had my heart was kind of palpitating because I was like, I don't know if he's going to say yes or no, but I have to be willing to let him go if the answer is, oh, I want to have children. Oh, wow. But I was like, dude, I'm going to make this line in the sand and be like, I don't want to have children. Yeah. You need to be okay. You need to accept that. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't want you to resent me.
And peace out.
Peace out. I'm open to discussing it every year because who knows, right? Yeah. Like I may change or something like that. Yeah, but like I tell all the relatives, are you going to have a baby yet? And like, no, we discussed it and we have businesses. And those are like babies, you know? And we have each other and that's what we want. And again, we discuss it. It'll be a very quick conversation, but we know we don't want to have children at this time. And so it just keeps going like that every year. And, you know, when I'm like, if I'm 35 and I change my mind, then I change my mind. Yeah. I'm not attached to it. But for now, that's what it is. And I make that boundary for us.
Communication, right?
Communication, yeah.
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 So. And it's so key. Because check this out. You said, look, if you don't have great communication with your partner, and again, communication, it takes courage because it's an uncomfortable feeling. Yeah. Really being honest with your partner. To really
be honest, yeah.
Because we care a lot about what other people think, especially our partner, especially in love, right? Like you don't want your partner to leave you. Yeah. So in a way, I see it as, oh, girls and boys will just say what the other partner wants to hear so that they can be together. But once they become married, all that shit goes out the window because all of a sudden, the girl's like pointing things like, you don't do this or you don't do that. Why you make it like this? You know, it comes off like, whoa, where did this come from? Right. And I'm going to break it down to you. Let's break it down. It's communication. Girls and boys, women and men alike. If you do not communicate, best believe that resentment's going to build up and up and up and up and up to the point where you forget why you even feel that way. Right. And you have to communicate. And I believe once you're at that state where you have so much resentment built up, that's the point where you just got to listen to each other and really express all of this. Yeah. Give
each other space to vent and to be angry.
Be open about it. Right. Just listen.
But
No
listen.
fixing.
Yeah.
No fixing.
No saying anything back.
Nope. Put a tape over your mouth.
Yeah.
Really, like
And that's hard.
it's hard. But
Yeah.
I learned from my own personal experience with Cindy. Remember, I told you she was saying all these things, and mind you, I was hurt. I was like, damn, you know. But that was hurting me because it was her pain. I felt her pain, but she was communicating it out, and then she finally just you see her just go down, 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 and So communication is so important because look, a friend that I know of, lack of communication is there. She just points things that he doesn't do and says, he says, I'm going to wash the dishes later. But she goes, why later? Do it now. But it's like, where did that come from? Because it's so small, that argument or that reason to be angry. But when it comes down to it, she wants quality time with him. And as a man, we're taught that, look, if you got to provide for your family, it's a lot of pressure on a guy.
Yes.
Really. Like to have the mentality that if you're not supporting your family, you're nothing.
Right. It feels like you're not a man.
It feels like you're not a man.
Right.
And so in this way, it's like you grow up, boys will grow up that way, thinking that, look, I got to work. I got to work like 16 hours a day.
Priority work first. Yeah.
See, they put priority of, working first.
Yeah. I mean, in our relationship too.
Yeah. But then the cool thing is like, look, you gotta, as a man, you gotta look back and realize, wait, is this the right thing? Is this the best thing? My wife isn't happy. My girlfriend isn't happy. You know, my boyfriend isn't happy. You know? So it's kind of like, you have to look back as a man and go, what am I doing here?
Right.
Not just living based off like cultures that's been passed down from hell a long time ago.
Right.
We're not in that time anymore.
And accepting it. Like, this is just the way it is. I hear that so many times.
It's who I am.
Yeah, it's who I am. I've always been like this, or this is how it's always been done. It's like, well, it's a weak institution.
It's okay.
What are we going to do with that, you know?
Like, we understand that, that's where you came from.
Yeah.
But if you're not happy and your wife isn't happy, it's time to do something different.
The choice is there for you.
It is.
Yeah.
And so communication is key.
Right.
Like, you as a guy, you got to understand, like, hey, why is my wife like so sad and so resentful towards me?
Yeah.
You know? And as a woman, you got to ask, am I communicating the best way? You know, am I really being honest with my partner? Right? What do you think? Like, seriously.
Definitely. So the big reason why like communication breaks down, we all know we have to communicate, but it's such a general term. And when you're in the freaking trenches, you know, you're in the trenches of that shit. Bombs are coming down because all these like, curse words, or you're getting attacked by your partner. Like, what the fuck? You're just trying to take cover, and you're like throwing bombs back. Like you're just trying. It's war, right?
Yeah.
In that time, it's like, I feel the best way is, hey, give yourself a chance to express that anger, that frustration, because anger is valid. It's a part of the spectrum of emotions. We need to give ourselves the space and the permission to feel it. If we don't, we're not really going to get to the source of our hurt and the source of our pain. So yes, try to do that in the safest way possible without, you know, being physically abusive or
stay away from the kitchen.
Yeah, even verbally abusive. Like
no knives.
Try to do it, you know, let your anger in an outlet in the safest way possible, where you don't really damage the other person. A lot of times when I'm venting, I will say something like, I'm so frustrated right now, not at you, but at this behavior. And I'll be like, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And we really made a point with each other not to say, when we're using explicatives, not to say it directly at that person. Yeah. So I can say, fuck this, but I will never say, fuck you.
Oh, damn, yeah.
It's really like, to me, there's a big difference. If you say fuck you to me, or if I say it to you, I'm literally taking daggers out against you. And I must be really pissed or something, right? You can still be pissed, but direct your anger towards something else. Like get that punching bag, like, you know, a verbal punching bag or something. But we made an agreement not at each other. Never fuck you. Fuck that, or fuck this, like fuck that thing, not you, the behavior, this situation, the absurdity of this war.
Yeah.
And then give yourself a breath and realize that the behavior and the person are two separate things. That concept has just always gotten me through a lot of the dumb and valid arguments that Kevin and I have gone through.
Yeah.
And then I think of the word support again. And that in turn helps me to communicate a lot more clearly. Because then I pull a Tony and just start asking questions.
Yeah, it's going to be a thing. Bust a Tony. You know?
Yeah, I just like, what would Tony do? What kind of questions would he ask?
Yeah. Because
you're very good at that. And then that's such a skill. And I do not want to, I don't want to understate that enough. Like, it's so important for you to listen, receive what's going on there, and ask the right questions. That has been so valuable in those times of tension with Kevin and I in these last couple days. Yes.
Question. What did you do before that, though?
I would give up.
No, but in terms of
like how
communicating?
I would say something? Okay.
Yeah. How did you say it?
So I would be like, I would ask why. I would go to the victim mentality, right? And I'd be like, why is it every time that I bring this up, you do this? Like that, right?
Yeah.
You think you're communicating when actually you sense my tone. You sense the words that I use. Yeah. So I'm going to change that now.
Yeah.
So why do you feel like that? I respect your point of view. I really want to understand why you feel that way because I want to be supportive.
Damn. Ooh, I'll share you. I'll share whatever.
Different,
yeah.
Right? Then he's like, well, I feel like this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you just keep going down that road versus the other way. You're in a victim mentality. And now your partner is like, dude, you don't fucking understand. It's like, oh, you don't fucking understand. Bam, we already walked away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that 2 days ago was it. I used that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. Yeah. And now to me, I was telling you, oh, it's like a game.
It is.
I'm like, oh.
This is a real game.
It's a real game. Like, it's a game. Now it's fun. And now it's like, to me, it's not about taking things personally anymore. Like, I know you're here. You're my husband, right? Like, this is a dumb argument.
Yeah.
Our communication is just off right now. Yeah. So I already know that. I know the grand scheme. I know the grand vision of where we need to go. I just get back on the right track. So it's a lot faster for me to diffuse. And I also told him, like, even though in those moments when we forget to communicate well or the right way with each other or kindly, that we'll give each other the space to be frustrated with each other and then come back.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be perfect. We're getting better and better and better.
That's the point.
And that's it gives you such freedom to make mistakes.
Yeah, and learn.
To color outside the lines. Like, it's okay. It's like not such a black and white, like, you must. You must be understanding. It's like, oh, please allow me to get there. And I'm going to allow you to get there too. I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
So that's what it means to me. Yeah.
And I think that's key,
Yeah. What's our time?
What is our time?
We got 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
So basically what it really comes down to is communication. Like today's topic, and I think something of real value is communication in a relationship, communication in a marriage.
Yeah.
And in order to communicate, you have to really say how you feel. Like some examples, right? Husband, wife. I feel like this when this happens or when you do this.
And in that tone.
Yeah, in this tone.
Calm.
Like I feel hurt.
Yeah.
Like I feel sad or I feel angry. And then as the person listening, do not say anything. Yeah. Honestly, like
just listen.
Just
because what's the first thing you want to do? You want to go
fix it. But yeah. Reason it. Ego, right?
Ego.
And like that's just cutting off communication right away.
Yes.
So if your partner is strong enough, because it takes courage to open up, right? And vulnerability.
Yes.
Vulnerability is a strength.
Yes.
So as you open up, as a listening partner, please respectfully just do whatever you need to do to just not speak until the partner is done speaking.
Receive, yeah.
And then really think about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh. And then you can share.
Yes.
And then you got to switch. The other person needs to just whoop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's real communication.
And it's respect.
It is.
You know, like when you're speaking, we used to do this. Oh, I have another story, but we can save it for later. But he would interrupt me.
God. Yeah.
And
it's annoying.
I recognize that in myself. I would do that too.
Yeah.
And I would even do that to like my sister because I think my opinion's more important. I'm only thinking about myself.
Yeah.
And in that relationship, like I was like, oh shit, I need to stop doing that because I know what that feels like when my husband does it. And so now I'm being more conscious, even with my sister. I didn't even tell her this, but it's something that I'm working on personally in my relationship with her, is to be a better older sister, is to listen when she's talking, you know, and not interrupt her, which I have that habit of doing.
I know we have this time thing, but I have to ask you.
Yes.
When you do listen and when she's done, what usually happens?
I just say my piece, you know, whatever she's talking about. And a lot of times it's just better. Like I feel like I'm just giving her space to speak. I'm not stepping on her, and I'm giving her freedom to just be her. I think what older siblings do sometimes is they want so much to infuse, influence, you know, guide.
Yeah.
All intents and purposes, we have good intent because we've been there, done that. But as I'm learning, you know, whoever, sister, brother, friend, they need to do their own thing and own the decisions that they make. And the same thing with, you know, in a marriage and everything, like let them experience. You can't just be telling them and trying to protect them every single angle.
No.
They don't live. They don't understand. They don't have contrast.
You wouldn't want to live like that.
Heck no.
So why are we doing that to them?
It's suffocating. So that's something that I've been working on for like a year now, to be more just giving her space and I want to see who she is. And then this is who I am.
Yeah.
And we're cool together. There's room for both of us.
It is.
There's always room. So, and that's something that Kevin and I had to work on.
Yeah.
And I had to set boundaries, you know.
Yeah. As a guy and a girl, you gotta set boundaries for each other.
Yes.
You have to.
Yes. Oh, it feels good.
Oh.
It's so hot in here.
But it all comes down to communication, guys. And girls, you know, it does. Like, so we love ending with something of value that you can apply right away.
Yeah.
So Meg, let's do this. What is your affirmation that you want to share?
Okay.
And I'm going to share another one too.
Okay. So like it's something different.
Well, I mean, just your version of it, because I know it's going to be about communication, but I'm curious to see what you're going to say.
Okay. Well, the one that I was set myself up for today, because we have a photo shoot today, and we're going to have some stuff to do. And it's going to be Kevin and I working together. And I want to recognize those patterns that we usually go down and tension be had, but I want to put myself in a good mindset. So here's my affirmation for today. You guys can share along if you feel like it. So every day and every way, I'm getting better and better and better at letting or helping my husband let go of his ego and myself at the same time while we work together, because we both have egos. I cannot discount that. I think that's the reason why. It's not just him. You know, I think for women, we need to understand it's never just him.
No.
You're always a part of the equation, always. No matter how you want to hide from it. You know, even like if you were in some abusive relationship, you're a part of that equation too.
Thank you for saying that.
At some point, you let something happen.
Yeah.
You didn't stand up. So that's me. That's my affirmation for today. What's yours?
Well, first of all, Meg, thank you for sharing that. You know, it is 50-50, and it's not just a number, but it's just you can control that too. You can control how you react.
Yes.
You know, so thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, my affirmation is simple, but I believe it's truly powerful, just like yours is powerful. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better and better at communicating with my partner. That's it.
That's it. That's it. It encompasses everything.
And it will.
Yeah.
Like, one thing that you may not understand is that, look, you may not know, but it's going to come to you.
Yes.
Bit by bit.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fudge was that? What the bit? What the fudge is that? Anyway, it's going to come. It's going to happen.
Yeah, let it come.
Just let it happen. But you got to say it.
Yes.
You got to believe it.
You got to say the words. You can't just be like,
Every day, I don't even believe in this crap.
Yeah.
No,
Say
try it. Yeah, even if you don't believe in it, try it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens.
See what happens.
Let's play.
Let's play this game. Let's play this game.
Thank you so much, guys, for listening here on the Golden Rule. I keep saying hour. The Golden Rule. Once again, my name is Meg.
My name is Tony.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.